One thing I could actually start doing now that food's doing so much better is just canceling the agricultural industry things that I've boosted around and start implementing consumption taxes again to try to sort of min-max how this goes. Like on luxury clothes, for example, just those, specifically those things that are luxury only, so that it's only taxing the highest, just so I have like some sort of Fox implementation of a luxury tax. Like tea and porcelain. We make so much porcelain, a tax on porcelain would be great. 18K from putting that tax there as well. There's definitely a lot of capability there. Certainly. I just have to cancel these throughputs. Tea's another good one. It's up there with coffee and wine. I'll go ahead and put one on tea. These consumption taxes, even at like low, are appearing to be pretty good. It is affected by my overall tax rate, but pulling it out of a specific good, and a good that doesn't affect anybody that would really be highly impacted, would be pretty useful. I mean, I start piling these on. I could go back to very low, thus increasing in a way the SOL of the poorest of my nation, technically speaking. Like luxury clothes, luxury furniture, and I still have more authority remaining, and not a lot of important things that I would need to place any benefits on. I don't want like things that are involved necessarily in my construction. That's like a little too much. And I'm not even sure about fine art. Leisure, high-end leisure. I mean, okay. Oil is needed kind of by everybody. And we can't even make it yet. We're just kind of, we are using it, but it's all coming from whaling. It's all coming from whaling. But small arms are technically, you know, that's leisure, right? But a lot of this stuff is used in stuff that I do, whereas these are actually just like raw output, these things. They're raw output, so I have a lot more freedom to just place taxes on them with little to no effect on me, the government. I think fine art wouldn't be too bad. Not too profitable, but not too bad. Yeah, look at this. Look how, well, it's not even necessary either, right? Because, I mean, just look at this situation. It's kind of impressive. We won't have as much authority if wealth voting goes through, so I don't want to be like, I don't know, too going into anything, really? I think some enlistment efforts at, did I do that in the right place? Kyoto, Kansai? Kyoto? Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst. I haven't really looked at tea stuff at all. Tea comes from tea plantations. And there's not much you can do for this other than just have it be like that. Apparently we could use some more tea. I haven't increased like the production or the consumption. In fact, I've lowered the consumption by making it more expensive, technically speaking. But there's a lot of room for this stuff in Kansai. Let's add like 7 more of those to Kansai. Let's say 1 more here in Toku. Just at the end of the list. Should prove pretty fine. The list is still 6 years out into the future, for fuck's sake. And there's a lot of private investment that's going into all of this. Wow, this has kind of set my money up in a kind of crazy way. I'm just like, look at all this. Look at all this stuff I'm just getting. We're up to the government admins. And again, really, the problem just starts to come in that what we need are the resources. The resources are what we need. The glass industries, things like that. Eventually, the steel and the coal. I haven't looked at building steel mills in a minute. It does seem like there appears to be more demand than I remember there being. So we can definitely add quite a bit more on here in the future, right? In the far, far future. Wealth voting does appear to be going through, so that's good. And we're at 550 now. Russia, what's your construction queue up to?
Same as before.
Oh, you haven't expanded it?
No.
How's China's then? What's China's look like?
Hold on. Let me pause the game so I can unpause it.
Okay, so it's not even running.
No.
I see. I understand.
510.
Oh, I've surpassed yours. I'm at 550, and it keeps telling me that I don't have enough.
I mean, I was only at 200 at the start of the day, so I built up a lot with this new money I got.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty big. Let's put some more into the Ryukyu Islands and
Though I may be
Sakhalin.
forced to have
Not a
wage
lot.
subsidies because I'm honestly tired of fighting civil wars.
There you go. That's going to be a lot all
This
at
one's just
once,
not
but we
wanting to
should
go
be able to
away.
handle it price-wise. Yeah, I've started learning to avoid every revolution that I can because so many of them are just essentially a game over button. So I'm moving back to having voting specifically to avoid a lot of unrest and potentially revolution. I'm learning a lot the more I play this, the importance of keeping not only pops, but the interest groups themselves happy at all times. Especially interest groups, because when interest groups are unhappy, that leads to bad things for your, that leads to the revolutions. And then if the interest groups are happy, that keeps the population happy. If the population's happy, that keeps the interest groups happy. And it's kind of like this compounding effect that I've been noticing.
The problem is I'm kind of stuck in a bind because if I get wage subsidies, that's a game over button. If I don't get wage subsidies, well, I just keep having to deal with this for the remainder of this playthrough. It'll probably happen 3 more times after this.
My queue is getting to like your ridiculous levels from earlier. I have over 400 things queued up and it keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, I have 277 things queued up right now.
Mine is just like constantly going. Like you should see my fucking GDP thing. It's been skyrocketing like crazy. And so the stuff I have to build is skyrocketing. I see, oh, we have 2 players in the top 2 spots, Russia and China.
Yeah, my GDP is exploding though.
My fleet is almost, oh, hey, there you go. It's at 40. I have 40 ships, 40k manpower involved in this fleet. That's nuts. I have quadrupled the size of my navy, which means I got it from 10 to 40. But that's a lot better. I don't have Russia's 124, but this is still better.
124?
Yeah, that's your amount of ships.
Strange. Because I have a navy of 216.
That is strange. Yeah, it says you have a, well, maybe flotilla is a different word then? I don't know, but it's 1-to-1 with mine.
Is your navy at max manpower?
Yeah, is it? That could certainly be.
Mine not at the moment.
Well, yeah,
Then
there
that's
you go.
probably why then.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm at war, so...
The navies in general are going to be working a little bit differently, as I see, so... If we do want more, it's going to have to be kind of like added up a certain amount. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There's some bonuses we're going to get to it, but, you know... Damn, look at this. I might just go crazy on the navy for a little bit. Because if we get a really strong navy, that would actually really help me do everything else. So, what would that really look like? I know we get more buffs to it later of how much we can build, or we can anyway. I'm going to. Which would help with adding like support units. But I suppose I want to add like control click 10 of these, 15 of these to that, and then control click twice here, and then that. Basically, that is what I would want. That would ridiculously increase the need for certain things, though, such as especially ironclads. Probably the biggest limiter is the military shipyards, but we already have quite a lot there. I'll probably add like 1 to Hokkaido and 1 to Kyushu, but I don't expect to need that much. There's already like a bunch and more coming, as it would seem. And then, wow, that's a lot of textile mills. And then I could probably pump a lot of this stuff up to the max, basically instantaneously. Just constantly alt-click until it's up at the top so that I can just rush getting a very powerful navy. Because if I do that, then I will actually be able to, you know, invade someone before we are done here. At the very least, I'll have a 100 ship... Actually, this is more than a 100 ship navy. It's like 120 or so. That's pretty high. Yeah, it's not even my goal to have a 100 ship thing. Like, I plan to add different things and potentially have smaller area-based fleets as well. But for now, I think, like, I'd want at least, you know, 100 ships just to help with singular naval invasions, for example. This is the way to do it before getting support vessels, which might, you know, further complicate things. We would need to support more stuff here, so you're going to need to be promoted. We have a lot of bureaucracy now. Can I promote you any further? I can. It's going to make whoever you're with very happy. The industrialists, yeah, you're promoted again, and that is the max promotion. And even that might not be enough, honestly. For now, it's okay. I've decided to triple my navy beyond what I just quadrupled it to.
Damn, if this game goes for another 100 years, you will be the top player.
I've just, like, all this GDP growth and everything, my money I have, it's enabled me to do a lot of stuff. I spent the whole, like, most of it just building up, and now I have all this money and stuff that just I'm free to use. So I'm deciding to get like an at least 100 ship navy. I think I'm going for like 110, 120, 40, 80, 110 ship navy. And yeah, with plans for expansion to potentially include support ships later if it comes to that. I don't know if it will. I also have a small military expansion planned so that my 3 armies are all kind of offensive based instead of entirely defensive. Hi. I'm tripling my navy size from what I just quadrupled it to. I'm gonna have big navy. Ottoman Empire's improving our relations. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Ottomans. How's your war going, Russia? I see there's another 200,000 dead Russians and Brits.
Yep.
Yeah, for like a country like Britain, losing that many in a war, that's a lot. That's not a small amount for them.
I think deaths have nothing to do with how it affects the country, to be honest.
Well, it lowers your population.
Population?
Yeah. That could be huge. Like Britain's not a super populated country.
Okay, but why don't I see the population decrease in mine?
I mean, it has to be super major.
You're a very big country. You have 107 mils, probably growing. Yeah, it's growing faster than they're dying. You grow 800,000 pops a year. You're one of the most populated countries on the planet. Deaths for you, like, yeah, the only one with more pop than you is China. So you are the second least likely to notice deaths mattering.
Though I did see a screenshot of like everyone in Krakow, like it had 0 population because there was a war between Prussia and Russia. Like definitely for like really small states like Tunis, maybe some of the Italian states, like a population decrease like that could really hurt you.
Yeah, Britain has less than half the pop growth of Russia, so it's a big deal when they lose stuff. Went ahead, I put enlistment efforts in Kyushu and Hokkaido to help with
if I go walk with my dog for
growth.
Like 20 minutes because he's getting really annoying.
Sounds good to me. Narfi has returned.
We're so close, I can just taste the ending.
I'm pretty glad if we get to the ending because the game is so buggy right now, or lagging for me right now. That's not fun anymore.
Yeah, that's not going to change until you get a new computer. This is exactly what Travis was running into. With his overheating CPU. But for you, I mean, it's a laptop. It's going to overheat no matter what. But that's not even the problem. It's just that it's a laptop CPU. Those are very slow. This game is very demanding. I showed Travis how much RAM my PC is using. I'm using like 30 gigs of RAM right now.
30?
30, yeah, I'm using 30. The game itself is not using 30. The game itself is using almost 16 right now. But, like, that's as much RAM as Travis has total.
I will not say mine then.
I assume you also have 16. If you have less than 16, I'll be amazed.
It's CPU, right?
I'm talking about RAM usage.
Oh yeah, that's 15.8 for me.
Yeah, you both got about 16. On your computers, this game Windows needs to do some work to shrink the amount of RAM this consumes, but for me, it doesn't have to do that, so it's just eating like 16. Also because I'm preloading all the textures, so there's no texture streaming needed. We will eventually need another naval commander. A young guy, ideally. This guy's 48. I mean, yeah, I'll give this guy a job. It's not needed right now, but there's this older guy that's gonna die soon, so by the time this navy's in any working order, you know, and boy, is it gonna need some working order, we'll hopefully be set. The Hokkaido army clearly lost a guy. The only other guy right now is really old. I don't know how I really feel about any of that. Do you have anyone else that's good? Petite Bourgeoisie has this tactful guy. Not too bad, honestly. Not too bad. I think I'll recruit him. Yeah, just recruit him for now. Because again, the other guy is just so old. Just so stinking old. Oh, damn. I make more than enough fertilizer suddenly. Time to export. The most potential there is with France, but France doesn't necessarily like me. There's also Java. That's pretty close. They just don't have as much of a demand. I don't know that I want to be dependent on the damn French. The Spanish don't really like me either. The Javanese I see as more of a target, but they actually do kind of like me, so I go ahead and export to... Oh, wait, now the French are more profitable. This is all 15 bureaucracy each. Oh my gosh. I just realized. I'm probably using... No, none of this is being used by trade routes. Why? I still don't understand why some trade routes cost bureaucracy.
Because you're setting them up manually. In which I know I've seen some with like 0, but like it doesn't explain exactly why. And
Yeah,
the
like what?
majority of them. It might be because they're already importing that item from you. So just exporting it, you know, it's like already doing the same thing.
Regardless, I have enough bureaucracy. So, exporting fertilizer to... Wow, this just keeps changing. Okay, let's just go with Java because they like me. So that should be a pretty stable route. Should be good. Yeah, I have, like, I just set up a trade route. That one consumes 15, but none of my other ones, not with you, Russia, America, or Prussia that I have set up, are consuming that. Which is really weird.
That's weird, because whenever I do a trade route with you, it pretty much always costs some kind of bureaucracy.
I feel like there's, like, an amount of trade routes, and you like, after you get past that amount is where you start running into problems. Export sulfur. That could actually be pretty nice. Let's try exporting some sulfur. I also have a ton of lead and explosives. I make too much explosives, apparently. Can I export any of those? Lead? Probably not. Realistically. Here it is. Lead. Prussia does have a demand for it. And then there's explosives, which the Brazilian market could use some of. We'll try to export some of this stuff. And now, look, I actually make a lot of tea. Although the exports on that don't look as good. I make a lot of dyes. Part of that is due to foreign investment into dyes and tobacco. Tobacco's not very profitable to export. Dyes, yeah, not really either. I can import some tools from the Prussian market. That's an option. Because we don't really have enough of that stuff right now. It's on the list for eventually, but I think I'll import some from the Prussian market. This is starting to eat into, like, bureaucracy at this point, but hey, look, we're getting a lot of convoys. That will help with any naval deployments, and we're building a lot of railways, which will be handy. We do need those. And then a lot more ports, and then here comes all the coal, motor industries, that'll be needed, yep. Steel mills, then we get into the barracks, more government admins, will be useful by that point. Paper mills to sustain it all, some groceries and other things that look pretty good. Yeah, this list looks like basically everything I need lined out in front of me. But, you know, of course it is. That's why it's on the list to begin with. This is still going up, I think, from the recent expansions that I've done. Untrained hands. What is this? Children working in motor industries suffered injuries. Ooh, Toku dependence income down or mortality up in Toku. And then upset the trade unions and samurai. I don't want to really upset them. I just rather lower dependence income in one location. I don't have, like, a political party setup that would even allow me to really do any changes there. And I'm not really sure why. But the government is going to change. Once we get wealth voting very shortly. Because there will be parties, and then I will have an easier time with all of that. I'm going to double down on my construction sectors in Kanto. And do that. And then boost these up to the top because we have the money for it. Materials are
the American
quandary.
flu.
The American flu? What the fuck? The virus may spread. Spanish flu. Why is it American?
Man, I was kind of hoping it would happen in my country, so it's called the Chinese flu. I would just call it COVID.
Just why? Why is it? Wait, why is it spawn in America? I'm so confused.
I don't really know, cause like in my America game, I think it was the French flu. I don't really know how you get it to generate in your country. It doesn't really.
I'm not sure how I really honestly even like a game trying to replicate historical diseases. It's kind of weird. If we're going off track of history to begin with, the chance of that flu coming into existence exactly at that time would be like nigh impossible. All you have to literally change to prevent a pandemic of any sorts or any disease from coming into existence is change where one person is at one exact point of time. That's literally it. Or like kill one animal, whichever one started it, or kill its mother or great-great-great-grandmother. All these railways are building, and boy, oh boy, that's a lot of railways. And we're short on glass, which doesn't
I don't know. I
surprise
just
me.
think it's funny.
There's a lot of glass works set to be produced, but that is definitely one of the biggest points of contention in my supply chain. Definitely steel not looking too hot. Hell, I built a bunch of textile mills kind of recently, and that didn't even really help anything. That really didn't even help anything.
For some reason, I just can't reform my
Sins of the
government.
past.
It's not saying
Success
why.
chance up. 2 individuals, ruler and politician lose popularity, or just take success. I just take normal success chance up. It's already at like 97%, for fuck's sake. Let's add textile mills to Kanto. We could use some of the luxury stuff, honestly. We could. We definitely could, and that's why this looks so good. Yeah. Shikoku, I'll swap you over to craftsman sewing. And then if I go back into textile mills and let that properly load, then you've gone and dropped down somewhere. I think, nope, you're up at the top now. Let's put a bunch of this in Shikoku. There you go. It's because there's a need for luxury clothing as well, I guess. Honestly, there isn't. There's not that much of a need for luxury clothing when I look at it anyway. Add 1 there. Add 3 here, but it definitely seems to be prioritizing that a little bit. Can jump, add more textiles there. Okay, furniture is another big one. We need so much. We don't have enough wood for all this crap. We really, really don't. And it's like, I know luxury furniture is also quite needed at the moment, not just normal furniture.
Only 16 more years.
We're so close now.
Let's have Shikoku make some luxury furniture as well, since that has yet to even kind of start pumping out. And I'll just add another 5 to that list, and hopefully that will help the situation. But I don't think that will really be enough. But according to this, it looks like it can be. It could be. Only 7 months away from getting electricity. That's pretty nice. I wonder if I have any more spread. Yeah, civilizing mission is spreading to me. That will help me with interest, but not really a lot else, quite frankly. That's also kind of at the end of my current list, so cool, I suppose. Floating harbor spreading. That is very nice. It is very, very nice. I very much like that, yes. Floating harbor, good. More max port level. That's helpful. I know this is queued up right here. I don't think I had queued that up. I don't remember if I did. I wish better arty spread to me, because we could definitely use some better arty and other things like bolt action rifle and trench works. I could throw those kind of at the end of the list, perhaps. Just at the very end of the list, because those would be such helpful things at that point. Ooh, this is also spreading to me. This is on my list to research soon.
To Russia.
The flu spreads to Russia? Oh no. I guess I won't need this one anymore.
Well, I got welfare and I'm immediately going into debt.
It's already going. I'm really starting to consume more money with the military now that I get it to be stronger. And hey, civilizing mission. Well, it's another interest that I can put somewhere. I guess North India is also kind of in this region at the very least.
Would one of your armies be available to help me in India real quick, Narfi?
Maybe.
All that new construction, we're up to 633.
I'll even give you war reps.
Wow. That's crazy. Punjab? My fleet is up to 70. Maybe I'll get to invade something.
How many men do you need?
Probably 30 or more. It doesn't need to be a big army.
30 or more.
Yeah, it don't need to be big.
You can take them.
These extra guys joined in, and also my army's debuffed right now.
72 are on the way.
Hell yeah. Time to commit some more crimes.
God, the steel projected shortage.
And just
is
kill
getting
everybody
worse.
so they can't report it.
There's wealth voting. Wealth voting is here. The government is illegitimate.
That's how we do it.
I have to redo it. Basically just throw in the shogunate, and then we're good. And now there's parties. Yeah, because now it has to account for the parties. Oh wait, now I don't need to change anything. With the parties, these are both individual parties, yeah. We'll join Conservative Party on next government reform. That sounds good on paper. But yeah, this is back to 86, so I should probably just leave it how it is right now, maybe. Commander commends Civic Coalition momentum to the Free Trade Party. Is there an election? There is an election. Offers become more radical. Guy becomes a politician, leader of the industrialists. Yeah, sure. Why not? Momentum to free trade party. We're not getting rid of the industrialists anytime soon. Industrialists are generally good for everything that we're doing, regardless. Let me look at that steel real quick. Definitely some room for growth in places. Namely, like Kanto can take like 4 of them. And then maybe 3 in Toku. And then by that point, it claims to not be profitable anymore. But this is planning way out in advance, of course. So, shrug. A lot of potential earnings, more coal mines in Kyushu. I'll throw like another 10 there. Still seems profitable. Throw another 10 there. We definitely do need a lot of coal, so I mean, none of this surprises me, and this will lead to more need for tools, among other things, of course. And where would we want these tools? It's pretty well spread out right now. Certainly. I thought that's getting
government collapsed.
More profitable as I add more. Guess I'll add more tools right there to Hokkaido, another 10.
I don't know, but I have an illegitimate government, and any choices I have, it will still be an illegitimate government.
Progressive Party looks really good,
Damn
actually.
welfare.
For what I want right now. Momentum and attraction. Yeah, I'll take that. The Progressive Party does look pretty good for me. Even if this doesn't end up being, like, fully good, you know. Still good. Still good. Let me add a couple more glassworks here or there, like alongside my private industry, which is doing its own things. Because I know we'll need more of that in the long run. Enact universal suffrage. That's interesting. I just got wealth voting. But now there's a movement to enact universal suffrage. This would be rough, because the shogunate would not approve of this. Petite bourgeoisie would not approve of this, but the chances are very high. And this is kind of like the best version of this. Based like entirely on votes. It unlocks stuff like women's suffrage, for example. And he's got a pretty beefy supported movement for it, this guy. This guy has been causing all kinds of shit in my country for as long as I can remember. Honestly, he's had a big effect. By big effect, I mean he hasn't actually gotten anything done. But this doesn't seem that bad. All those that disapprove wouldn't be too bad. The shogunate would be the worst, but they're also the worst off as well. Trade unions and industrialist intelligista approve of this, and they're set to, I think, become more powerful at this point anyway. Get a lot more legitimacy based on raw votes. Oh yeah. Instead of government clout. That seems really useful. Because then it doesn't matter who's in power. Oh, dude, we gotta... I'm pushing for universal suffrage. I just got wealth voting, and already we're going for universal suffrage.
Good luck.
I have an agitator that wants it. Everyone that doesn't want it is really happy, except for like the shogunate. But you know, who cares about the shogunate?
I want to give your people too many rights, though.
I don't mind because it's gonna allow me to enact the changes that I want by taking the power away from the actual interest groups. It's like gonna cut down the influence of the interest groups to like a quarter of what they just were, and that would be nice.
Really glad I saved up all this money and thought ahead. Hopefully I can just spam out bureaucracy and kind of try to get it under control.
Interest group approval. I don't want to lose bureaucracy. That's a lot of money, though. 5 years of a lot of money. Well, they're really happy. Just make them unhappy.
You know where that is?
Movement support.
For the what?
Universal suffrage. I'll take support.
For the flu, the disease.
Oh,
Lobby. Shogunate weaken? Oh, yeah, weaken them. Weaken the shogunate, of course.
It
That's
should
only good.
be in your decisions in your journal, and I don't... Did it actually come to Russia, or did you get the... Oh, never mind. Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I just now got the event.
Electrical generation! Yay! I need...
Wow, my economy is
more
really
railways
going to tank.
In Kansai. Need more railways in Kansai. What does this look like? Yeah, we need more railways in Kansai. Let me shift-click some more into Kansai. Apparently, into Kyushu as well. Yeah, well, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's good. That's a lot more coal, engines, and steel. You know, coal. Maybe I should go and just place some more coal. Everything's using coal now. Fucking everything is using coal now. Let me just control-click another 10 coal mines. Oh, that's max, bro. That's max coal. Well, shit, dude. Let's just max out the coal mines.
Well, we are on lockdown.
I couldn't risk the economy, so people might just die. Oh well.